4 days when the criminal called him out of the cave. Even he has a tough time believing his own story. A local boy, a former paralytic whose friends had lowered him through the roof of a crowded house where the criminal was staying, paces nervously nearby. A centurion stands quietly off to one side, respectful. He's not with this garrison. A man under authority, he's come to pay his respects. Standing in the shadows, an angry fisherman waits impatiently, one hand on the hilt of his sword. As the hours pass, the other fishermen grow more vocal. Barabbas is here too. He is a murderer, released just this morning from a death sentence. He stands in the shadows in utter disbelief. Fights break out in the crowd. The soldiers grow nervous. Reinforcements are summoned and sent. Last week, the criminal claimed that zeal for his father's house consumed him. Now he's consumed by torment, painted in his own blood. It trails down his body and drips into the dirt where the earth silently swallows the crimson stain. Above, up on the crosses, the three condemned men have a conversation. Something about paradise. One believes, one does not. Clustered on the road nearby, the soldiers play a game, wagering for the man's clothes. Over the next few hours, the man suspended on the middle cross pushes up with his legs, pulls with his arms, and tries to fill his lungs with air, each breath harder than the last because his lungs are filling. He grows weaker. It's not long now. Many in the crowd are weeping. They've torn their clothes, mourning the leader of a failed rebellion. Last week, the entire town was ready to install the man as ruler, shouting, waving palm branches, throwing down their clothes, praising the one to take on Rome. Even the rocks cried out. But the man made outrageous claims, didn't back them up, a flash in the pan. Now he's a nobody, shamed, rejected, bruised, crushed, little more than a common nameless criminal, a grain of wheat falling to the earth, the song of drunkards. For the last 3 hours, an eerie darkness has spread across the earth. His mother approaches, hanging onto the arm of one of the fishermen. The dying man speaks to both. She buries her face in the other man's shoulder. Her knees buckle, and he holds her. She is shredded. They retreat, and the man is thirsty. A soldier dips a sponge in something sour and holds it to the man's mouth, but he refuses. A scribe, a learned man, watches the hanging man refuse the sponge and thinks to himself, could it be? As the words of a psalm echo in his mind, for my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink. With considerable effort, the man lifts his chin off his chest and scans the crowd. His breathing grows more shallow. He is drowning. Summoning his last ounce of energy, the man pushes up one last time and screams heavenward. A shadow falls across him, shrouding him in darkness. Even God has forsaken him. In the temple, the high priest slices the throat of the lamb and catches the warm blood in a basin. Through an incense cloud, he walks into the Holy of Holies, carrying the blood, and paints the mercy seat. The bells on his shirt jingle as he walks. The rope tied to his ankle trails behind him and disappears beyond the curtain. On the road outside the gate, the condemned man exhales, dies, and gives up his spirit. Below, the earth quakes. Above, the sky falls pitch dark. A light in the heavens has been turned off. No, the light. The crowd huddles in hushed silence, lightning flashes and spiderwebs across the sky. The air turns cold. Nearby, a soldier shakes his head, whispering something about the Son of God. The two men on either side are dragging it out. To speed things along, soldiers swing heavy bars and break their legs, no longer able to push up, the condemned drown quickly. With little more to see, the soldiers disperse the crowd. The criminal hangs alone, dead, eyes still open. The life that had been there moments ago is gone. Blood still drips off the toes of his left foot. The words of Moses echo, "For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make atonement for your souls." The lifeless man hangs at an odd angle, and his bones seem out of joint. Off to one side, his mother won't leave. She is screaming at the top of her lungs. Abruptly, a soldier shoves a spear into the chest cavity of the dead man, and water and blood spill out from the hole. The splashing sound echoes. The earth trembles and shakes with angry violence. The stones of the temple are rocked. The curtain tears in two. The sky thunders and lightning flashes. The sign above his head reads, "King of the Jews." What if it's true? Years ago, I opened my Bible and began wrestling with this question. What if